This is the ninth message that mankind has received from the post-apocalyptic future. What happened, the big change, is still an unknown quantity. Severe memory problems are still emblematic, and occasional aftershocks cause changes even as the messages are being issued by an organization called the Society that are not intended for us but for their own time. Chillingly, we still seem to be there as they are being written or broadcast. The mixture of both forms is still no less unsettling. The message. Volume 1, number 18, 18th release. Would like to open this issue of the newsletter by announcing an upcoming extravaganza honoring the Society's amazing evolution, its guiding philosophy, its policies, purposes, and whatever else you want to throw into the mix. Okay, Craig, I'll tell them. He says it's more like devolution. What you don't understand is that no matter what you call it, it's going to be celebrated. You'll have to get on a higher plane than just name changing if you want to get anyone to listen. That's right, stick out your tongue. It speaks volumes about your background, or whatever it is that you have. Craig will need to get used to the fact that he'll never get very far in our organization. It requires cooler heads, and science has definitely proven that people with cool heads don't stick out their tongues. Here's a little letter that's created quite a stir throughout these offices on this floor. Letter. Just how happy can you get? I mean, I've often wondered about this because I worry about wasting time trying to get happier when I've reached the limit, right? My other question is this. I'm like, did you happen to conquer the problem of how to keep from getting thrown off the happiness wagon once you've boarded it? Researchers have indeed learned just how much happiness each item or situation can engender. Don't give me that look, Craig. I've heard you use that word. Everything is charted and mapped out in an easily thumbed-through manual now, which we happen to have on hand at a low, relatively speaking, price downstairs in our bookstore next to the theater. As to the last part of the question, research has finally progressed to the point where everybody will soon be able to hang on to a frame of mind once they have it installed. No longer to be at the mercy of every nasty look and contrary opinion passing through town. After all imaginable forms of therapy have been employed ad infinitum, the reader can just imagine the look I'm getting from Craig, it seems they're throwing in the towel and going to do what they should have done in the first place. Change the world and eliminate all possible frame of mind altering agents, especially of a negative variety. Yes, Craig, it's called a revolution, and they're all but certain this one will work like a charm. God, I love the look he's giving me. It originated with Orson Welles and Citizen Kane and has been employed clear up through Star Wars, The Phantom Menace. The following letters are meant for New Age people. If you're not one, skip over them. Letter. Yeah, I've heard that there are the following types: extremely serious people, those who at least try to be serious, and everybody else. Yes, and it looks like it's going to stay that way now that it's been discovered that seriousness is genetic. That's not to say, however, that there's not a place for those who try to be serious. It may very well prove that there aren't enough genetically serious people to run things. Letter. Okay, what in the heck is a sidekick? Somebody you're with all the time who thinks you're great. The society is known for being a meeting ground for sidekicks and those looking for one. Sidekicks are especially desirable if you're allergic to dog hair. Letter. Why do I keep hearing that the society has roots in the old world opium trade? Oh, for Pete's sake, what now? Craig, what was that you told me about it? Yes. Somehow we also have forebearers in the 16th century Mongolian Empire, still in Anatolia then, who introduced opium into the three great Islamic empires. The Safavids of Persia, the Mughals of northern India, and the Ottomans of Turkey. Wasn't it medicinal? He says yes, but for the upper classes it was also recreational. Thank you. What? We have to move on. All right. By the 17th century, Europeans started getting in on it through Portuguese and Dutch traders. Yes, and they began taking over. Now that's enough. It's hard to stop him once he gets started. Well, it is, Craig. What? Yes, then Britain began getting in on it. I knew he'd get around to that. Letter. Me. Whoa. Letter. It now takes some effort, right, to walk in a straight line. Any ideas? Unless you just got off a fishing boat, you might be getting old. Take a look in the mirror. Letter. I mean, I've always admired people, right, who show authority by shaking an index finger at you while issuing a warning or reprimand, right? And in extreme cases, right, as best portrayed on the screen by Charlton Heston, even tapping your chest with it. We train those who would be at the business end of Heston's sinewy forefinger. By the time you finish our course, he would just as soon issue a warning to Yul Brynner, or, better sit down for this one, James Stewart. No, Craig, not Anthony Perkins. Now get that grin off your mug. Letter. I'm so not down with this. Whatever. Okay. Why do people say we're already dead? It's just the manner of speaking. We're fine. Look around. Nobody is even sick. Letter. It occurred to me that I never get flashes of insight. It was a real jolt. What makes it worse is that I don't even know what it would be like to get one. Do you? We haven't the faintest idea. Craig is looking at me like I've performed beyond his expectation. Huh. We're not crazy about impressing someone like Craig, but hey, we'll take it. Whoa, there's the eye roll. Letter. Do you still teach the physics class about how time becomes space? No, it takes too much time. But it's now known that someday space will be gone, and there will be only time. That should be fun. Letter. Like, what does it mean when they say that the earth will one day be uninhabitable? It's just an enunciation exercise. Letter. I really love austerity and privatization. They're among our most beloved concepts. Well, they are, Craig. Hee hee. Letter. It seems to me that people nowadays are so busy thinking about this and that they don't get around to much to stuff like getting old, going to die, etc. Shouldn't these things get a little bigger play? Sounds good on paper, but people really don't have time for the important matters. There's simply too many things to do. Often someone will be getting so old they can barely get a spoon to their mouth. Yet they don't want to think about their age unless it's to swing a birthday party. Letter. I'm like, isn't it true that the society edged out Singapore and the Cayman Islands and Switzerland for the top spot in an index of financial secrecy? Oh my God, what next? Craig, tell me it's not true. He says it's a rumor. He's learning how things run now himself. He says there's something called seasteading, like homesteading. The trouble is, by the time we learn something, an iteration comes along and makes us forget. Letter. I mean, what do you think of people being in love with their own rectitude? Studies show it to be a pleasant way to pass time. Letter. Somebody told me that the society is postmodern. And my response was like, yeah. We're referring this letter to our culture department upstairs. There's nothing they can't figure out, at least when they're not too busy putting on the dog. When we get an overwhelming desire to feel exhilarated, even getting in the vicinity of that oddly beckoning department can do the trick. But hanging around there too long can leave you wondering what it's all about. Letter. I mean, I'm beginning to wonder if I'll ever get old. These days, you almost have to start out that way. Letter. When did things start getting weird? Scientists hope to have the answer by All Saints' Day. Is that it? Okay, one more. Letter. I'm like, I've always sort of needed a reassurance. I've heard there are a lot of people such as me. Don't bet on it. There's solid evidence now that confidence reigns like never before. Robots have found so much success in the workplace that their confident personalities are being imitated by people